You've probably received an explanation of benefit from a doctor's office or a hospital, and you might not have known exactly what you're looking at. So, today we're sitting down with medical billing and coding student Daniela to talk about what exactly an explanation of benefit is and what all these numbers mean. So Daniela, first of all, what is an explanation of benefits?
An explanation of benefits, it's kind of like just one big receipt explaining when you went to the doctor's office what was billed, what was paid from the insurance company, and so on and so forth.
Great. The first number I see that's the big number is billed amount. What does that number mean?
Billed amount, this is what the doctor's office is billing the insurance company for. You know, they're going to say, you know what, we're going to try to get this much money for the procedure that we did.
The next number that I see that seems different from billed amount is allowed amount. What does that number mean?
Allowed amount is based on the contract that the doctor has with the insurance company. The insurance company says, you know what, this is what we're going to actually pay or let you pay for this particular procedure that was done.
Okay, a much lower number. And then you see the adjustment in the middle is just the subtraction there.
Right, it's the adjustment between the two numbers.
Great. The next items on this are terms I think we've all seen before: copay, deductible, and co-insurance. Let's just go through those a little bit because I think that they can kind of get mixed up too. What's a copay?
The copay is, again, every time you go into the doctor's office based on your insurance. This is what you pay to first even see the doctor. So that's like the $10, the $20, or $30 copay that you pay when before you first go see the doctor.
Okay, and deductible, isn't that number you have to meet before you don't have to pay anymore?
Correct, yes.
Great, and co-insurance?
The co-insurance is, again, based on your insurance that you have. It's a percentage of what you pay of the allowed amount.
Great.
So
okay.
In this case, obviously, there's none to be paid.
Yep, and so when I look at this, what I'm gathering is that the patient doesn't owe anything, right?
They do not know.
So yay for the patient, but
of
that's
course,
not
yeah.
always the case.
Yeah.
So let's look at another example of where that didn't happen. On this one, kind of similar amounts. We see total charges. Again, that's what the doctor's office is billing, right?
Correct.
Allowed, remind us what that is?
The allowed amount is, again, what the insurance is allowing the doctor's office to actually charge, and that's what they're going to pay for.
Okay, and in this one, there's a paid column that's different than that allowed. Can you explain that to me?
So again, not necessarily the insurance. They don't always pay the full allowed amount like in the example before. So in this one, in this paid column, this is what the insurance is actually sending the doctor's office a check for, which is the $120.90. So obviously there is a difference between the two. So that means the patient is responsible for the rest of that.
Okay,
so
and
that's
we see
why
down
down
here.
here it does say the patient's responsibility is the $30.84.
Okay, that makes sense. Now when I look at this one, I see a bunch of codes over here that are not in my language. Is that something I should be worried about, or is that for the doctor's office to read?
It's for the doctor's office. It's kind of explaining to the doctor, this is why we are not paying the certain amount you're requesting.
Okay.
It's either, exceeds, like on this one, it exceeds the fee schedule, the maximum you can pay. So this is what we're actually going to charge you based on this reason.
Okay, that makes sense. Help me understand why it's so important to hang on to these documents when you get them in the mail.
So it's just a records to keep and to maintain, so that way, nothing's getting done under your nose.
So maybe when we get the explanation of benefits, hang on to it, and then when you get your bill from the doctor's office, maybe compare those side by side.
Correct, yeah. So that way, in the end, you're not paying more than you need to be. So, yeah.
Great advice. Thank you for breaking all of that down for us,
course.
Daniela. And that is how you can understand your explanation of benefits.